to SSPTV Community News. I'm Lisa Sugart. Today we are here outside Hazleton City Hall, where, as you can see all around me, pinwheels have been planted. The pinwheels are in recognition of Child Abuse Prevention Month, and each pinwheel represents a case of child abuse. Shannon Peduto is the Executive Director of the Luzerne County Child Advocacy Center, and I'm pleased to be joined by her right now. Shannon, how important is today planting these pinwheels here outside of Hazleton City Hall?
It is so very important. Every one of the pinwheels that we plant today, and we're going to be planting 473, represents a child who disclosed some form of abuse in Luzerne County. So basically, it's a representation of how many children do need our help annually.
Is that number growing? Has it leveled off a little bit? Tell us where the number stands.
Sure, of course. Basically, since the pandemic, our numbers have only been growing. So each year, more children need our assistance because they're saying that something has been happening to them in their homes. So last year alone, 2,500 reports of child abuse went to Childline for Luzerne County alone.
So now, for someone who may not be familiar with the Luzerne County Child Advocacy Center, tell us about your nonprofit organization. You provide free services.
Correct. So even though the name says Luzerne County, we are not a county entity. We're a separate nonprofit, and we provide free services to children who disclose any type of child abuse, any type of trauma that they're incurring in their life. And we provide forensic interviews. We provide examinations to make sure that they're healthy. We can actually collect evidence in cases if there's evidence, advocacy services, mental health referrals. So it's comprehensive services for these children, and all for free.
So if someone is watching this and they feel that they might know of a case, what do they do, and how do they know if it's abuse?
We always say, if you see something, please say something. It doesn't matter if you think it's abuse or not abuse. We just encourage you to say something. If you are thinking that something is going on to a child, we encourage you to please call law enforcement, children and youth, or even Childline, because the reports will get back to someone who can actually look into this. You don't need to make the decision. Let the multidisciplinary team in Luzerne County make that decision and make sure the child is okay.
What are some of the examples of different types of abuse?
So we actually provide services to children who are physically abused, neglected. There's sexual abuse. There's drug endangerment situations. We even provide services to children who are witnesses to homicides.
I'm sure it's difficult to deal with, especially a young child like that, but it must make you feel good knowing you're helping.
Correct. So when these children come in, what we hear and see on a daily basis is not pleasant. But when these children come into our center and walk out a different child, because the weight of the world has been lifted off of them, we take that burden. We help them to heal. We turn their trauma into triumph. And that is what we love to do on a daily basis. Our goal is to help these children.
The month of April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and so therefore you're trying to get the word out so that people, not just during the month of April, but you want people to remember this all year round.
Correct. Our children are our most precious gift. They are our future. So we need to protect them, and it does take a community to protect our children. So because we plant these pinwheels, we want to make sure that there is awareness that child abuse is taking place in our community, and we want people to make sure that they speak up for these children. So as you're driving through Wilkes-Barre, you're driving through Hazleton or Dallas, you're going to see pinwheels throughout Luzerne County. Please remember that there are children out there who do need our help.
And you're joined today by the people that help you with all of this, the local police from different departments. So how important is that cooperation?
Super important. We actually work as a multidisciplinary team. It's not just the Child Advocacy Center staff that are assisting these children. We have law enforcement from all of the departments, Hazleton, West Hazleton, PSP Hazleton, Butler Township. There's so many here that are assisting children and youth, and we couldn't do it without them.
And if anyone wants to help your organization, they can always make a donation.
We are a nonprofit entity. Our doors stay open for these children because we have donations, fundraisers, community support, but there is no sustained money coming in on a daily, weekly, or annual basis. So we need community support to keep our doors open.
And how do they donate?
You can go to our website and make a donation there. You can participate in a fundraiser. You can actually buy a pinwheel bundle. Anything that you can do for us always helps the children.
Among the representatives from law enforcement who are here today for this special planting of the pinwheels, Detective Brett Naprava, who is with the Hazleton Police Department. Detective Naprava, unfortunately, you know all too well the problem of child abuse in our area. You see it on a regular basis.
I do. I work closely with our Special Victims Division. Most of the child abuse referrals that come into the city of Hazleton come directly to me, and then from there on we assign it out to other investigators. But it's an ominous reminder of the level of child abuse that we have, not only in our area but nationwide.
And a day like today, where these pinwheels are being planted here, it's a stark reminder of really the number of children who are abused.
It really is. You know, I get the emails each day. Every day we're getting new child abuse referrals just for the city of Hazleton alone, let alone, Luzerne County. What we're seeing here today is, the children within Luzerne County. And it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming for us as investigators, but it's overwhelming for a community because it's an epidemic.
And the children that you deal with, that must be horrifying to deal with that. They're frightened, but it must make you feel good inside that you know you're helping.
It really does. I will say that the children that we work with, the children that we help, the children who have been through some of the worst situations that we can't even possibly imagine are some of the strongest kids you'll ever meet. And it's so rewarding to actually see these children be able to make accomplishments, be able to go on and further themselves. We have one kiddo right now that I can think of that she is doing phenomenal ever since, the report happened that she was being abused. So, but for that report having been made, she may not have made the progress that she is now because she didn't have the tools to do so and the support system thereof. So it is very rewarding.
I'm sure there are a lot that are not reported.
There really are. There's countless numbers of cases in our community and communities across the country that they're left unreported. And the key to, as I said, the key to combating the epidemic of child abuse is to make these referrals, call Childline, call the police, make anonymous reports if you don't feel comfortable to talk. But the more that we're able to know, the more we're able to help these kids, the more these kids can actually overcome things. And there's a huge correlation between addiction in young adults having been abused as children. So the more that we report that, we're actually helping ourselves further on down the road, be it with addiction or crime thereof, by making these child reports now.
What do you hope this will do for the community when they drive by City Hall and see all these pinwheels?
I hope that this is a reminder to the community of how we all need to stick together. Regardless of who you are, where you come from, what your beliefs are, child abuse isn't okay in any culture, in any area. This was hopefully serve a reminder to those who are driving by to say, you know what, something really wasn't right about that kid that, keeps coming to my door, that neighbor, somebody told me something. I really feel as though I should say something. So we hope that this inspires people who know about child abuse happening to be able to come forward so that we can therefore start the process of helping these children and therefore helping our community as well.